Hey, how are you doing? I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. If you are watching this about the time that I'm recording it, then Thanksgiving is over and December has begun. We are in full swing of Christmas season. So hopefully things are going great for you so far. My Thanksgiving was awesome. It was really good, fun to just get together with family and see friends and just enjoy get to I think Thanksgiving is a great holiday because you just get to really just relax a little bit and enjoy. But I also did some Black Friday shopping, which is also a fun thing. I love that. And we went shooting with the family one of the days. I got my Christmas up, all the things. So basically just checked off all the list of all the things that make for a fun holiday. It's really great. So, today we are going to talk about cruising versus all inclusive resorts and which one is best. So, I've got all the answers today. If you have ever wondered which one to do, whether you've gone on one, so you kind of are familiar with one or the other, but not both, or whether you've gone on both, but it's been a while and you're just really kind of wondering which one would be a better fit, then I totally got you today. I can totally help you out. So, with this cold weather that we have now, it makes me think of sunshine and beaches. And it's so fun to, look forward to and plan something that is sunny and warm. So, where should you get your sun? Where should you get your beach? A cruise or an all inclusive? They both have some really amazing aspects to them. They're both super convenient, they're both really fun, and they both offer a fantastic value. They are prepaid types of trips, and so that's really awesome. Very easy way to just go and enjoy. They both have activities and dining and social opportunities if you're kind of looking to find out and meet other people from other places. They're both really, really great for like so many things. As far as activities, on cruises, of course, you're thinking about the onboard entertainment, the pools, the fitness classes, and of course, ports to stop at. And you can add shore excursions separately if you want to stop and add shore excursions for the places where you are going. For resorts, the activities you're thinking water sports, also fitness classes, live shows, themed events, and also excursions offsite if you want to go offsite and do some exploring. So for both have included dining, multiple included dining venues. You're not going to have to eat at the same restaurant every single night, and dining from casual to fine dining and a lot of different varieties and things in between. For social, if you're mingling on deck or you're bonding over drinks at the resort bar, both places have really good opportunities to kind of meet other people and see where they're from and just, kind of get to know some other people from around the world. So both cruises and all-inclusive resorts are fantastic. I sell both all the time, like all the time. That is probably what I sell the most of, more than any other thing. And so I'm super familiar with both. I've been doing this for over 25 years. So I just have so much experience with both all inclusive resorts and cruises, not only selling them, but going as well myself. Let's talk about the pros, the advantages to taking a cruise. A cruise is, I would say, all about variety. So, multiple destinations. This is probably the biggest pro, the biggest advantage to going on a cruise. You get to wake up in a new location every day. Some days it's just at sea and you're spending time, sailing to your next place. Other days you are at a specific port. If you are one of those people that really wants to just pack in a lot of destinations in one vacation, a cruise is perfect for that. So great. So great. Okay. Another pro to going on a cruise is you don't have to repack every single time you go to a different destination. And another pro that I think a lot of times people don't really think about, you know how in the fall, late summer to fall is kind of hurricane season. Well, one real advantage if you are thinking about a vacation during that time of year, and real advantage to going on a cruise is that the cruises totally change direction. They can sail around it, they can dodge all of the bad weather, the tropical storms, the hurricanes, and keep your trip really smooth. And so you don't have to worry about, oh, what if I have to cancel? You won't have to cancel unless the, tropical storm or the hurricane hits the port that you are cruising from, then, we might have an issue. But for the most part, if it's some of the places, the outlying islands or different places where you are going, a cruise just totally avoids those bad weather places. So that's a really good option for a cruise. And then also a nice thing about cruises is there is such a wide range of dining. So there's casual buffets that you can eat at, pretty much any time of day or night. There's gourmet experiences and a lot of other things in between. Okay. The cons to going on a cruise, or the reasons why a cruise may not be the best choice for you. Smaller accommodations. Yes, the accommodations, the cabins in a cruise ship are tighter, smaller than in a resort. You have to go into it knowing if you're putting 4 people in a resort room versus 4 people in a cruise cabin, it's going to feel really different. They're definitely more crowded. Okay. Another con for going on a cruise is the additional costs. So as you're comparing the costs from a cruise versus an all-inclusive resort, the cruise price might be better. Like you might be looking at that thinking, this is amazing. Like this is definitely a better deal than going on that all-inclusive vacation. True. That could be true, might be true. But what you have to remember is that not all of the restaurants are included. So there are only certain ones that are. And if you decide to upgrade, then you'll pay a surcharge. Drink packages are not included. And so if you decide to upgrade, that is an additional cost. Excursions, of course, are not included. And gratuities, don't forget about the gratuities. You can prepay them or you can add them. They will just be automatically added to your cruise cost if you don't prepay them. So all of those things are additional costs that you may not think about upfront when you first go to book your cruise. Another thing that might be a con for a cruise vacation is the structured itineraries. So cruises run on a tight schedule. So if you are a spontaneous traveler and you want to spend more time in that destination, you may not love that. But if you are not back on board by a certain time, you will get left. The cruise ship is not going to wait around for you. One more con is seasickness. If you are prone to motion sickness, a cruise may not be your top choice. On the bright side, though, there is some good medication out there and ships are pretty large. And so if motion sickness is not a huge issue for you, or if you want to try to combat it with the medication, then they are a wonderful vacation. I myself am very prone to motion sickness. I don't get sick on airplanes, but I have in cars before. I definitely do on ships, boats, in the water. I definitely do, but I take medication and I'm fine. So if that is you, then just know that you'll want to combat that. Now let's jump to all-inclusives. The pros for staying at an all-inclusive resort. Probably the biggest one is relaxation. If you are looking for a relaxing trip, an all-inclusive resort might be just your thing. Another pro is the spaciousness. Even a standard room, but all the way up to more luxurious suites, you'll have plenty of space to relax. These are nice size rooms. Another pro is that there are no schedules. So whether you want to just be lazy and stay by the pool or on the beach all day long, or if you want to explore at your own pace, you can pretty much just do whatever you want. As long as you are back to the airport in time to catch your flight home, the choice is yours as to what you do during your time there. And then the value, another pro. All of your meals, all of your drinks, your Wi-Fi, and most of your activities are all included at the resort. So it's way easier to stick to your budget. Like you've already prepaid for all of those things. The only things with food that might be a little bit extra, occasionally there's a dish at a restaurant, maybe like lobster or prime rib or something that has a little bit of a surcharge. Occasionally, there might be one restaurant that has a little bit of a surcharge, but the multiple other restaurants would all be included, and the multiple all other dishes would all be included. So it's a definite big difference. All of your drinks are included at an all-inclusive resort any time of day or night, unless you want to splurge and go for some premium stuff, depending on the resort. Some of them might be included, some of them might not. Of course, the offsite excursions are additional, just like on a cruise, but the majority of things at the resort are already included. So it is easier to stick to your budget if you've already prepaid for the all-inclusive resort. Okay, now let's talk about the cons of staying at an all-inclusive resort. The biggest one, of course, is you're just at one destination. So you won't have the variety of islands or places where the cruise is going. Also, there may be a possible higher upfront cost. So just like I was saying with the cruise, that there may be an initial lower cost upfront. With the all-inclusive, it might be a little bit higher because all of those things already are included. Oh, I forgot to talk about gratuities at an all-inclusive resort. Gratuities are not mandatory like they are on a cruise, and so they are completely discretionary. Most places where all-inclusive resorts are, which is Caribbean and Mexico, are not standard tipping countries, and so you can get away with just a few dollars, a few $1 bills, maybe $5 bills here and there. But overall, you don't really need to plan on a tip being a big cost added into your trip. Those are the basic pros and cons for cruises versus all-inclusives. So now a cost comparison. So if you are watching the video, you will be able to see this better, but I will talk you through it. The base price for a cruise is generally cheaper, and an all-inclusive is often more expensive. Not always, not 100%, but just generally speaking. The extra things like drinks and dining and excursions and Wi-Fi on a cruise, those are all extra. They cost extra. At an all-inclusive resort, the drinks are included, the dining is included, the Wi-Fi is included, and the only thing that you really need to worry about is if you want to do off-site excursions. So your overall spend on a cruise, it can climb a lot faster, and at an all-inclusive resort, it would be more predictable because it's already paid for. Okay, so the bottom line, which is best? Well, as you can tell, there is no one-size-fits-all right answer. So this is for you. Pick a cruise if you want the adventure of multiple destinations. Pick a cruise if you're okay with like the structured itinerary and smaller accommodations. Pick a cruise if you like the onboard activities, that's what you're kind of looking forward to, and you're not worried about the additional costs for the extra things, or you budgeted those in. Okay? Pick an all-inclusive resort if you want more of a spacious, laid-back environment with no schedules. Pick a resort if you love the idea of unpacking once and staying in one location and then really getting to know that better than just, bopping around to different locations for just a small period of time. Pick an all-inclusive resort if you would rather have the costs all up front and pay for those and not really have to worry about anything additional. Also, I would say pick an all-inclusive resort if you are really all about quality beach time. Because on a cruise, even though you would say, why wouldn't I get quality beach time? You can, but you have to think about when a cruise ship docks, it does not dock on a beach, right? Because the ship cannot pull right up to the edge of a beach. So when a cruise ship docks, to get to a beach, you have to actually go to a beach. Sometimes you can walk to it. Sometimes you have to take a taxi. And so, but it's like an effort to get to a beach from wherever you are on the cruise ship or getting off of the cruise ship. Whereas if you are at a resort, the beach is right there. Usually the beach is like prime, one of the reasons that you are there a lot of times. So if you are still undecided, this is pretty much, the end of the spiel. But if you still don't know, that's what I'm for. I am an expert at matching you with what you are looking for. I can totally line them out side by side and say, okay, for your dates, for your number of people, for what you're exactly looking for, option A, option B. And I can compare side by side. Okay, if you wanted just one Caribbean location at an all inclusive resort versus a Caribbean cruise that would go to that place and some others, then this would be your pricing. And I can help you figure that out. Even the extra costs, I can help you know a little bit about what the extra costs would be on a cruise and really help you see apples to apples, kind of how to plan for your different type of vacation. So another pro that I didn't mention for an all-inclusive resort is that you can choose how long you stay. A cruise is set dates, you have to leave this time and you have to come back this time. And so if you only have 5 days, then you have to either find a 5-day cruise or less, or it would be better to go to an all-inclusive resort. So anyway, I just had that thought just right now. Even though I'm summing up, like I say, I've been doing this for so long, I just have random ideas sometimes that pop into my head. So there you go. Anyway, hopefully that helped with your decision of an all-inclusive resort versus a cruise and which one might be best for you. I would be happy, totally happy to help you kind of sort through this on a case-by-case basis. And, of course, depending on how many people you're taking and how many people you want to share a room and where you want to go, the time of year you want to go, all the things. The nice thing about a cruise, also, this thought just popped into my head, is that sometimes a cruise can be cheaper because you are within driving distance to where the cruise leaves from. And so pretty much all the time with an all-inclusive resort, you have to fly there. But with a cruise, sometimes you might have the advantage of being able to drive. There's so many things, and I'm totally happy to help you sort through them. But hopefully this video and this podcast have helped you wrap your head around and get a better idea for both. So anyway, we will talk to you in a couple of weeks, and thanks for coming along on the cruise versus all-inclusive journey. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I would invite you to like, share, or leave a review. Let's help grow our wellness travel community.